Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead reading. This is for week commencing the 30th of June. Can you believe that? We've got your first energy card out already. Just want to say a huge thank you for the love and the comments and the shares last week. I did mention on a couple of readings that we're nearly at 20,000 and that the anniversary of this channel is, I think, is around about the 8th or the 15th of July. And I thought, wouldn't it be amazing if we could get to 20,000 by then? And I thought, I don't want to set that goal. But it looks like we're on track. So I can't thank you enough. Anyway, I'll stop gibbering. We've got the temple path for you. And one more, please, and thank you for Gemini. Oh, we've got financial constraints along with the temple path. So the temple path is a very spiritual card. This is about getting connected back to spirit, meditating, going for walks in nature, listening to any downloads, listening to your dreams. Get a dream journal, maybe if you're having very odd dreams at the moment. I know I am. Yeah, it's just a beautiful, it's almost like, I also want to say, look, I can vision you walking up those steps into that temple for some kind of rest and relaxation, turning to spirit a little bit more. I don't know if you're like not practicing your meditations lately, but it's kind of like a nod for you to say you perhaps need to get back to that. You've got financial constraints. Now, there is 2 golden coins lit up on this shelf. And what I want to say to that is, it looks like the shelf is empty. However, there is a golden light on those 2 coins. And with that temple path, it's almost like they're wanting you to concentrate on manifestation and your money mindset. Now, what I will say to that is Kathleen Cameron on YouTube is perfect. She's such an inspiration for the money mindset. Now, I'm not saying that, some people think, oh, well, that's greedy. We mustn't think like that. But in actual fact, although it's about the finances, it tumbles into other areas of our life. The way she describes how your money mindset should be just makes perfect sense. And it's quite challenging and good fun. So I think there's a message here for you, Gemini, to think, perhaps look at a more spiritual aspect of finances. I know that sounds like, oh, you're right, but let's see what the tarot has to say anyway. Interesting that financial constraints is actually number 13, which in numerology is a 4, which is about stability. Gosh, they really want to come out, but I need to just ask first. Dear spirit guides and angels, please join me in this reading for Gemini and make it helpful, hopeful, and healing. Thank you. What's the focus, please, and thank you for Gemini? Focus, please, and thank you for Gemini. Oh, it's a really hot day again in the UK. Can you believe I'm actually saying that again? Anyway, let's have a look. Focus for Gemini, please. We are being specific. There we go. Thank you. Oh, we've got 2. Okay, we've got Ace of Swords. Look at that. Totally different way of thinking. And we've got the 10 of Wands. End of some bad and some times. Okay, opportunity, please, and thank you. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Challenge is the 9 of Swords. It's always a challenge. It's bubbling under the surface for you, Gemini. 8 of Pentacles. Excuse me. And then advice and outcome from the universe for Gemini, please, and thank you. Seven of Swords. Okay. So the Ace of Swords with the 10 of Wands is your focus. And like I said at the beginning, this is about mental clarity, things that seem a lot clearer now than they have done before, this aces are new ways, new things, new offerings, and the swords are the mental suit. You can see she's just like there's a light shining right in the center of her thought pattern there. Something shining a light next week, a new way of thinking. 10 of Wands is also the focus. It's like, yep, let go, delegate, let go of these hard times. She's trudged up that mountain the other side, and now she's coming down the other side. Now she has got a lot of baggage there. She's holding everybody else's suitcases, and she's shattered. But it's a 10 and it's the end. And what a 10 results in numerology is a 1, and that's your Ace of Swords. It's like a ta-da moment next week. Like, okay, yeah, I need to let go of this. I need to sort this out. The Knight of Pentacles is your opportunity. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is where we see financial constraints. Is such a lovely card to see because he's very slow and steady wins the race. It's about saying there's an opportunity for you to set plans in place for the future rather than it being overnight. You know, there may be, what I did notice on this financial constraints, the 2 coins that actually have a cobweb on. So that, again, it's like money that's going to be in for the long run. There's an opportunity for you to do that. The Knight of Pentacles could be a financial advisor, somebody that can help you get that started, if you like. And again, it's looking at the future, the long-term plans of a future, as opposed to overnight. Now, the 9 of Swords is your challenge, and it is about sleepless nights. It is about things whirring around, like I said, in the brain there with that Ace of Swords. But I'm not too worried about that because I think anything to do with financial constraints obviously gives us sleepless nights. But the advice of that card is then perhaps deal with it during the day rather than bottling it up at nighttime. I know I'm the world's worst for that. For instance, my car's got a windscreen chip on it and it needs to be repaired before the MOT. And that has woken me up because I haven't done it. And it's like, why have I not done it? It's just a phone call. So that's why I feel it's, you know, a little bit like that for you, Gemini. Because you've got the 8 of Pentacles that's bubbling under the surface. And this, she's working into the night here to keep the money flowing. She's working her socks off. She's got the candle burning there. She's had to take herself away. So there's something, you know, subconsciously that you need to deal with financially. And it is going to involve a lot of perhaps removing yourself from a situation, removing yourself from somebody else, even working night shift. Something, you know, that even could be the message of this card for some of you, in order to achieve a little bit more flow with the money. Some of you, it can mean, you know, I want to start my own business. I want to do a side hustle. So, but don't let that financial constraint stop you. This is where your new mindset needs to come in. You've got the 7 of Swords as the advice from the universe. This is very unusual as advice. This is the card of sneaky behavior, but it's also the card of keeping things to yourself. Now, it may be that you haven't got the long-term plans set out yet, because this is your opportunity. Therefore, it's like, well, just keep it to yourself just for now. So long as your intentions are good for keeping that to yourself, and I don't see anything wrong with that. It's also being very strategic about something. You know, don't go blurting out. Maybe you have got this underlying urge to start something new. And you know, when you've got a new idea and you think, oh my gosh, I can't wait to tell somebody. For some reason, they don't want you to. They don't want you to. Not yet. So let's have a look. Let's see. Let's clarify this Ace of Swords with the 10 of Wands, which is lovely. Why do we have the Ace of Swords and the 10? Lovely. Okay, we've got the 3 of Swords, which is heartache and heartbreak. But the focus of that is, I believe, with that 10 of Wands, you've gone through that already. There's been disappointment. There's been something that really, you know, upset you. But again, what we have to remember about the 3 of Swords is it's swords and it's your thoughts. You know, maybe you've manifested this. Maybe you've overthought something, but you've got to let go of it with that 10 of Wands. You know, the 3 of Swords, it could be also be that you've gone through for some of you going through a divorce and there's money involved with this, and it's just making you feel like, oh my gosh, how am I going to cope? But I just feel like that there's a positive spin to this. I think if we see, especially if we see the Page of Swords come out, it's a message to say, you know, change the thought process of that, which I know sounds really patronizing, but you'll be amazed. I might do, actually, oh, I haven't got them here. I was going to say about a manifestation card, but anyway, we'll see how the reading goes. Knight of Pentacles is your opportunity, yeah. Something about looking at the long-term plans, financial long-term plans. You've got the Knight of Swords. You've got the Eight of Cups. And, please and thank you, for Gemini, the Knight of Cups. How lovely. Absolutely lovely. So we've got the Knight of Swords, who is very bull in a china shop. Swords are our, again, the mental suit, and the Knight of Swords represents our thoughts. And this is like saying, once you've made your mind up, Gemini, and I think you do get this quite a lot. I remember saying this quite a few times for you, Gemini. It's like all systems go, I want it now. I want it tomorrow. I want it yesterday, rather. And it's like putting what you've been saying to yourself into action. There's an opportunity to do that. Now, funny enough, you have got the Knight of Pentacles as your opportunity. Now, these two knights, oh my gosh, they're chalk and cheese to the very extreme. So you have the fastest moving knight in the deck and the slowest moving knight in the deck. And I think it's a balance they're trying to have to say, look, you know, let's just get on with it. Let's do this. But the Knight of Pentacles is here to keep you grounded and think, well, no, it's got to be a long-term idea, long-term plan. You've got the Knight of Cups. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love the Knight of Cups. So you've got three knights here, which can represent also three sort of like middle-aged people around you, also give an opportunity to collaborate with them too. But the Knight of Cups is somebody who's very romantic and wants to give you something lovely. I also see the Knight of Cups, just purely for me, is also an apology coming in. And then you have the Eight of Cups, which is you walking away from something that's not serving you, something emotional that you need to leave behind. But I believe it's like one door closes, another door opens. You have to do this in order to get the longer term aspect to this. And the Knight of Cups is there to help you, I feel. It's like a friend or somebody romantic around you. There's an opportunity to help you do that. Now, the Nine of Swords is your challenge, which is a challenge in itself. Sleepless nights. What's going around in your head? What are you not dealing with during the day? Interesting. Okay. Now we have the Hermit that came out first of all. Now the Hermit is the card of introspection, going within, having a jolly good think. It's also the card of perhaps needing to remove yourself again from something or somebody, distance yourself from a situation. Now you've got the Nine of Pentacles as a challenge. This is perhaps what is on your mind is something to do with maintaining your financial independence. Will you be able to still enjoy the fruits of your labor? Will you be able to still, you know, just go out and spend money that you've really spent a long time saving up and earning working very hard for? I feel like there's something to do with that. Now you've also got the Emperor as a challenge. And I want to say with that financial constraints, there's something about you needing to let go of maybe being so in control of something. And that's hard if you've done it for a long time, because the Emperor is the king of the kings. He's the daddy of the pack. It's his way or the highway. Does not like change. because he knows what works and he doesn't really like to veer off of any of those ideas. He can be quite manipulative in that respect also. I don't know if you're dealing with a fatherly energy also here, but it is about letting go. It's a 4. You've got another 4 and a 4 there. Now the 8 of Pentacles is what's bubbling under the surface for you. And this is the need to want to work hard into the night because you've got a goal set that you want to achieve. That's what that 8 of Pentacles does. So you've got all 4 knights out now. You've got the 5 of Cups. Now, this is saying that maybe whatever you've done before hasn't worked and it's kind of left you feeling a little bit disappointed. But sometimes I think when we see what doesn't work for us, it makes us realize what does work. We've got to know what we don't want to know what we do want. Does that make sense? You've got the 9 of Wands. Now, again, this is the hard work. This is the wounded warrior card. He's nearly there. There's your 10. There's your focus. That's like what I want you to focus on. The 9 of Wands is you bubbling on the surface, say, well, I'm nearly there. I'm not going to give up now. I'm going to keep going, especially, with that 8 of Pentacles in mind. This is my goal. Yes, it's going to be, again, hard work, but I'm nearly there. Because you've got the Knight of Wands too. This is lovely. This is like, I've just got to do, I don't know if there's like one more thing you've got to achieve. And then that Knight of Wands is your energy of like, right, let's do it now. Let's get this show on the road. Just got to deal with that 8 of Cups, I think. Something to do with that there. That then it's like, it releases this sleepless nights too. Now the 7 of Swords is just being a bit strategic about this also, especially if you're dealing with an Emperor. And when you've got to break some news to somebody, and you can put it in a certain way that doesn't sound quite so scary, doesn't sound quite so threatening, because I think the Emperor would be threatened by somebody else being in control of something, if that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, this is sweet. 6 of Cups and the Sun card. And we've got Temperance. Now, Temperance is a lovely card to see. This is the card of alchemy. This is the card of, making things work in the end and getting the outcome that you want. However, it's also the card of be patient. It's happening, yeah. Maybe that's why you've got to keep this to yourself just for the time being, because you're still mixing those cups together in order to get that goal. You've still got something other people to consider. You've got the 6 of Cups also, which is the card of nostalgia and looking back from the past. Is there somebody coming back to you maybe? Maybe you've got to reconnect with somebody from your past to do this. And it's got to be, I don't know, I just feel like for some of you, I just got that, your parents might not like them because they didn't like them before. They're not going to like them again. And that's, maybe why you've got to keep it to yourself. I don't know. There's something about somebody coming back round to you, but for some reason you're not to tell anybody just yet. And then you've got the Sun card, which is the most positive card in the deck, and it's a card of Leo. Maybe this is a Leo you're dealing with, but whatever it is, it's a very positive card. It's the biggest yes card. Now you've got the Sun and the Moon on both of those cards there. Obviously the Sun is the Sun card, but you do have the Moon there. Now, the message I just got there is, as sure as eggs are eggs, the moon will rise and so will the sun. They will both shed light on the situation for you. Interesting. Let's have a look. Let's finish on the wisdom of the oracle for Gemini, please and thank you. So overall, I just feel like there's something about you changing your mindset about money, opportunities, material resources, letting go a little bit of responsibility, looking at things a little bit long term, but at the same time, you've got this urge to work very hard to keep that money flowing, whatever that may be. Oh my gosh, these cards are so beautiful. It says a chance in the wind. I'm going to look at the book for that. Now, I can give very basic messages of these cards, but when you look at the book and you read it, they're so eloquently put. It's just beautiful. And I want to share that. It says it's human nature to yearn for certainty and resist change, to want the world to remain consistent like a zebra's stripes. Yet nothing in human experience is black and white, nor will anything remain static. The one thing guaranteed is change. Now is a time of transformation, and outer conditions are temporarily moving out of sync with your desires and expectations. Stay the course, which is your temperance card. Stay the course and remember that even storms serve to clear the air, scatter seeds, and nourish the soil for better things ahead. Life is about to get interesting. Anticipate it with curiosity as you wonder what is coming in on the shifting winds. The unknown is where the magic lies. Oh, what a beautiful card. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, Gemini. Thank you, as always, for joining me here. I'm just so grateful. Have a fabulous week, and I'll see you next week.